This is Apollo Control at 87 hours 18 minutes into the flight. Our spacecraft is currently nearing the end of its 9th revolution and the beginning of the 10th. We still have about 21 minutes before we reacquire. I'd like to pass along some preliminary figures on the acquisition of signal and loss of signal times that we'll have on either side of that trans-Earth injection maneuver. These were passed up to the crew previously. The loss of signal time on the 10th revolution will be about 88 hours 51 minutes. This would be about 28 minutes 5 seconds prior to the trans-Earth injection maneuver. Following the maneuver, the signal will be reacquired at 89 hours 28 minutes 39 seconds. This would be about 9 minutes 24 seconds after the maneuver. At this time, we have 19 minutes 42 seconds prior to reacquisition of Apollo 8 at 87 hours 19 minutes into the flight. This is Apollo Control, Houston. This is Apollo Control at 87 hours 38 minutes into the flight. At the present time, our spacecraft is in its 10th revolution, and we're standing by for acquisition of signal as Apollo 8 comes over the horizon. That should be in about 15 seconds. The current velocity is 5,352 feet per second. And at this point, we are at the time when we should be acquiring the spacecraft. We'll stand by for a call to the crew or from for a message from the spacecraft.
Hello, Houston, Apollo 8.
Loud and clear, Apollo 8.
Okay, you want the computer?
Apollo 8, we'd like to have the high gain, and when we get that, well, we'll start a dump, and we'll start your updates.
Okay, how about reading us the pad? We'll try to get you the high gain. Can you read us off the pad in case you can't get the dump in? We can still do it.
Roger, I've got them right here. Okay, Apollo 8, the first pad I have is TEI 10.
Go ahead.
All right, TEI 10, SPS GNN. 45597. Minus 040. Plus 157. 089er. 19er. 1567. Plus 35186. Minus 01512. Minus 00520. 180 007 000 November Alpha plus 001 86 352 23 318 350 18 42 09er 24 253. Score by Delta. Down 069er. Left 45. Plus 0748. Minus 16500. 129er. Niner 4. 363 00 146 5005. Primary star Sirius, secondary Rigel, 129er 155 010. 4 quads, 15-second oldage. Horizon on 3.2-degree window line at T-3. Use high-speed procedure with minus Mike Alpha. Over.
Stand by 1 second. You got the high gain now, Ken.
Roger.
Houston, Apollo 8, how do you read?
Loud and clear. Apollo 8, we'd like to have Apollo 8, we'd like to have you go to POO and accept, and we'd like to take the recorder at this time, and then I'll copy your pad.
You have POO and accept. And you have the recorder.
Thank you, sir.
All set for the maneuver?
Go ahead.
TEI 10, SPS GNM, 45597, minus 040, plus 157, 089, 1567, plus 35186, minus 01512, minus 00520, 180, 007, 000, not applicable, plus 00186, 35223, 318, 35018, 42, 0924, 253, Scorpii Delta, down 069, left 45, plus 0748, minus 16500, 12994, 36300, 1465005. Cirrus Rigel, 129 155 010. 4 quad ullage, 15 seconds. Horizon on the 3.2-degree mark at take minus 3. High-speed procedure minus MA.
That's correct, Apollo 8. I'd like to confirm the hours on GETI 089er.
Roger, 089er.
All right, Apollo 8, I have a TEI 11 pad.
We're ready, go ahead.
Roger. TEI 11. SPS GNN 45597. 0, correction, that's minus 040 plus 157 091 18 1224 plus 36325 minus 01727 plus 01428 180 003 000 November Alpha plus 00186 363 Niner 4 323 361 86 42 09 95 254 Scorpio Delta down 103 left 48 plus 0742 minus 165 00 13005 363 27 146 51 44 Sirius and Rigel 129er 155 010 4 quads 15 seconds. Horizon on 2.9 degree line at T minus 2. High speed procedure with minus Mike Alpha, over.
Roger, Houston, TEI minus 11. SBS GNN 45597 minus 040 plus 157 091 18 1224 plus 36325 minus 01727 plus 01428 180 003 000 not applicable plus 00186 36394 323 36186 42 0995 254 Scorpio Delta down 103 left 48 plus 0742 minus 16500 13005 36327 1465144 Sirius Rigel 129 155 010 4 quad 15 seconds 2.9 degree window mark at TIG minus 2 high speed procedure minus MA.
Well, that's correct, Apollo 8.
Houston, could you give me the SBS helium tank temperature at about 8720, please?
Okay, standby 1.
Roger.
At the present time here in Mission Control, Flight Director Milton Windler has just checked with his key flight controllers, and we get the report that we look very good at this time as the pace begins to quicken moving toward this trans-Earth injection maneuver. Included in the list of numbers read up to the spacecraft and then read back down for verification was the information the crew would use for the maneuver, the updated information. And in checking over it, we see very few modifications to the preliminary figures we gave you. One minor change is in the longitude and latitude at ignition. The previous longitude was 174 degrees east. That is now updated to 173 degrees 51 minutes east. And our latitude was 9 degrees 17 minutes south, and that has changed to 9 degrees 20 minutes south. All the other figures appear to have remained the same. We have a weight at the time of ignition.
Our loads are in and verified. The computer is yours.
That would be 45,597 pounds prior to the maneuver. Following the maneuver, our predicted weight is 32,124 pounds. The difference there is 13,473 pounds, and most of that would represent SPS propellant.
Apollo 8, Houston. At 8748, we were reading 84 degrees, and at LOS we had 80. We'll take a look at the tape and see if we can find out what we had on the backside.
Okay, I'd kind of like to know what I might expect at ignition here at TEI.
All right, we'll take that off the tape.
Houston, this is Nate. I take it you've loaded both state vectors, is that correct?
That's affirmative.
Roger.
We loaded your CSM and LEMNAV and external Delta V in that order.
Roger.
This is Apollo Control. Currently our spacecraft velocity is 5,354 feet per second, and our orbit measures 58.8 nautical miles at its low point. We've got a high point of 63.2 nautical miles above the moon's surface. At 87 hours 59 minutes, this is Apollo Control.
Apollo 8, Houston.
Go ahead, Houston, Apollo 8.
Okay, Apollo 8, we have reviewed all your systems. You have a go for TEI. One of the things we'd like to do as soon as you come out on the other side is a P23. We are checking into your helium pressures now. We're going to correlate not only the last rev, but the previous revs for the same location, and we'll have that number for you in a little bit.
This is Apollo Control at 88 hours 5 minutes. The crew has just been given a go for trans-Earth injection on this revolution. Here's how that sounded.
Apollo 8, Houston, the tape recorder is yours, and I have your PTC attitude.
Roger, go ahead.
Okay, PTC attitude will be pitch 10, yaw 45. This begins at 92 hours. Over.
Is that pitch 10 and yaw 45?
That's affirmative, and looks like that'll go with the entry rest mat. Begins at 92 hours.
Thank you.
Apollo 8, would you put your up telemetry to block, please?
Get block.
Apollo 8, Houston.
Go ahead.
Okay, on the helium tank temps, that's not recorded on low bit rate. And looking over our tape dumps, most of the stuff we have on the backside there is low bit rate. So we won't be able to give you an exact number. From looking at what we have every time we go out of sight and come back over the hill, looks like you can expect about 82 to 84 degrees as a nominal temperature.
Thank you.
This is Apollo Control at 88 hours 20 minutes. At the present time, we are about 31 minutes 15 seconds from loss of signal. And the crew at this time is involved in aligning the platform on their guidance and navigation system. Here in Mission Control Center, Flight Director Milton Windler has just gone around the room again, pulsing all of the flight controllers. And in every case, the word was go. We have gotten all of the necessary information up to the crew at this point that they will need for the maneuver. And at the present time, the mood here in Mission Control Center could best be described, I believe, as one of relaxed confidence. Flight controllers are continuing to go over their displays, looking at the systems, getting a last-minute look at all systems before we lose contact with the spacecraft. And we're, again, going back over the figures that have been passed up to the crew, verifying every aspect of this maneuver. And aboard the spacecraft, following the platform alignment, the crew will be pretty much up to date on all of the things they need to do for the maneuver. At about 88 hours, 48 minutes into the flight, they're scheduled to transfer. The command module pilot, Jim Lovell, is scheduled to transfer from the lower equipment bay, where he has been doing the guidance and navigation checkout and preparation, to transfer from there to his couch. We've had very little communication with the crew since our last report. We have about a minute and a half on tape, and we'll play that back for you now.
Apollo 8 Houston, we'd like to have the tape recorder for about 5 minutes for one last look.
Roger, Houston, you're getting it.
Thank you. And I guess we still have a cryo stir ahead of us, and we've checked your PIPO bias, and there's no change.
Roger, and we're stirring cryos right now.
Thank you.
Ken, are you through with the tape recorder?
Stand by one.
We're going to maneuver to burn attitude, and it's going to make us lose the high gain.
Apollo 8, the tape recorder is yours. We have your double Umbra update. 8907 15.87.
Roger, copy.
All right, and no change on your AOS time.
Say that again, will you, Ken?
There's no change in your AOS time.
Now, what was it?
Okay, with TEI, 89er, 2839er.
Thank you.
All right.
This is Apollo Control at 88 hours, 37 minutes. We're now some 13 minutes, 55 seconds from loss of signal. The guidance officer has confirmed that the spacecraft at this time is in the proper orientation for the trans-Earth injection maneuver. That maneuver is scheduled to occur at 89 hours, 19 minutes, 16 seconds into the flight. There have been a few very brief comments passed back and forth from the ground to the spacecraft since our last report. We'll play those back for you now, and then stand by for any live conversation with the crew. At this point, Flight Director Milton Windler has just advised his flight controllers that we are just about 10 minutes now from loss of signal, and recommend they take a last look at all their displays before we lose communication with the crew coming up on that trans-Earth injection maneuver. Currently, the spacecraft is traveling at a speed of 5,331 feet per second. Our current altitude is 63 nautical miles, and the orbital parameters are 63.2 nautical miles for apocynthian, 58.6 nautical miles for paracynthian. At 88 hours, 42 minutes into the flight of Apollo 8, this is Mission Control Houston. This is Apollo Control at 88 hours, 46 minutes. We are now just under 5 minutes from loss of signal. We'll stand by for any communications with the crew as the spacecraft goes over the lunar horizon and we lose touch with them. At the present time, Jim Lovell should be finishing a sextant star check. This will be a verification of the spacecraft attitude for the maneuver. He will then be transferring to his couch, joining Commander Frank Borman and the lunar module pilot Bill Anders, who are in their couches at the present time. We'll stand by now for any parting communications with the crew.
Apollo 8 Houston, we have 3 minutes LOS. All systems are go. Apollo 8, this is Houston. 3 minutes LOS. All systems are go. Over.
Roger, thank you, Houston. Apollo 8.
All systems are go, Apollo 8.
Thank you.
And at 88 hours, 51 minutes, we show loss of signal with the spacecraft. Our next communication with Apollo 8 should come in about 37 minutes. We are now about 28 minutes prior to our trans-Earth injection maneuver. As the spacecraft went over the horizon, capsule communicator Ken Mattingly passed along for the second time the word that all systems are go, and we got the very terse Roger back from the spacecraft. At 88 hours, 52 minutes into the flight, this is Apollo Control Houston.